Okay, here we are recording. Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Positive. If you found this video and you're like, what is it? Well, let me quickly explain. I do videos Monday through Sunday, anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes long, and of some kind of religious content. Currently, we are reading through a book called New Morning Mercies, a daily gospel devotional, and the author's name, of course, is Paul David Tripp, as you can see on the screen here. That's my passion, and that's what I like to do, and some of you enjoy it, and some of you give a comment or two, and that really pleases me. So if you're new to this channel and you're wondering what it is, and you want to give it a try, take a listen and see what you think. In the meantime, let's get started. February 21. Today you will fight temptation, but not alone, because a warrior spirit lives inside of you and fights on your behalf. I did it for my children again and again. Often they would be unaware that I had done it. I did it in moments when they didn't have the sense to do it for themselves. I did it with commitment and joy because I knew what the world that surrounded them was like, and I knew the vulnerability of their hearts. What is this thing that I was committed to as to the Father? I did everything I could do to protect my children from evil. I knew that they would minimize or forget two very important realities. First, they didn't understand or would soon forget that they had been born into a traumatically broken world that is not functioning as God intended. They would forget that they woke up every single day to a fallen world where real evil still exists. They often didn't seem to understand that this meant they would face temptation of various kinds every single day of their lives. Their eyes would see things that God, in His original plan, never intended them to see. Their eyes would hear things that they should not hear. The alluring, deceitful, and seductive pleasures of sin would be held before them again and again. Second, they also tended to minimize or forget the sin inside of them. They didn't seem to understand that the biggest danger to them was not the evil outside of them, but the sin that still lurked with power in their hearts. This meant that they didn't understand how vulnerable they were to the seductive voices of sin that would greet them every single day. And when you forget how temptable you are, you don't take precautions for your protection. So I knew it, that I had to work not only to protect my children from the evil in their environment, but also, and more importantly, to protect them from themselves. God knows that we all are a lot like my children. We too minimize the fallenness of our world and the power of remaining sin. And when we do not guard ourselves from temptation as we should. Isn't it good to know that God in grace has placed His warrior spirit inside of us? He battles on our behalf even in those moments when we don't have the sense to battle for ourselves. See Galatians 5:16 through 26. Isn't it good to know that while we still live in a broken world and still have sin inside of us, God constantly battles on our behalf? Now that's grace. Definitely agree. For further study and encouragement, we're going to read Isaiah 42. Behold, my servant whom I uphold, my elect one in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to Gentiles. He will not cry out, nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and smoking flax he will not quench. He will bring forth justice for truth. He will not fail, nor be discouraged till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands shall wait for his law. Thus says the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which come from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and spirit to those who walk on it. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness, and I will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles, to open blind eyes, to bring out prisoners from the prison, those who sit in darkness from the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another, nor my praise to carved images. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Sing to the Lord a new song, and his praise from the ends of the earth, you who go down to the sea and all that it is in it, you coastlands and you inhabitants of them. Let the wilderness and the cities lift up their voice, the village that Kedar inhabits. Let the inhabitants of Selah sing. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory to the Lord, and declare his praise to the coastlands. The Lord shall go forth like a mighty man. He shall stir up his zeal like a man of war. He shall cry out, yes, shout, Lord, shout aloud. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have held my peace a long time. I have been still and restrained myself. Now I will cry like a woman in labor. I will pant and gasp at once. I will lay waste the mountains and hills, and dry up all their vegetations. I will make the rivers coastlands, and I will dry up the pools. I will bring the blind by the way they did not know. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked places straight. These things I will do for them, and not forsake them. They shall be turned back, that shall be greatly ashamed. They shall be greatly ashamed who trust in carved images, who say to the molded images, you are our gods. I hear, you deaf, and look, you blind, that you may see. Who is blind but my servant, O deaf, as my messenger whom I send? Who is blind as he who is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but you do not observe? Open the ears, but he does not hear. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will exalt the law and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and plundered. All of them are snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses. They are for prey, and no one delivers, for plunder, and no one says, restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will listen and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for plunder and Israel to the robbers? What is not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, nor were they obedient to his laws. Therefore he poured out in him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle. It has set him on fire all around, yet he did not know, and it burned him, yet he did not take it to heart. Okay, that was pretty powerful. Let's see if there is truth to action, and there is. So let's go right to the first one. If there's more, we'll get to it. So the first one is verse 42, 1 through 9, which we just got done reading, so I don't need to reread it. If you do want to read it, you can. Just pause the video and go to verse 42, 1 through 9 of Isaiah. Okay, so the truth says, receiving redemptive promises. The book of Isaiah is filled with tremendous promises of God's desire and ability to redeem and restore his people. Even though they walked away from God and his ways, yet the Lord in his gracious mercy brought his people back to himself and healed them. If you or a loved one has walked away from God or feel broken or needy, know that the Lord desires deeply to restore you to relationship with himself. Receive his verses as promises for you today, inviting you into the loving arms of Jesus. Okay, that was truth, and the action says, again, it's verse 1 through 9 of chapter 42 of Isaiah. Put your hope in Jesus. Ask him to touch you at your point of need, which is also a verse that you can look up, Luke 7, 21 and 22. All right, let's quickly go over, see if there's any more. And there is not, so I really appreciate you guys hanging in there and enjoying this reading with me on this wonderful day of the 21st of February, 2021, excuse me. And really appreciate you, and I thank you for wanting to be here if you listened all the way through. If you are a new subscriber or a returning subscriber, I want to say especially thank you to you for being here. If it's your first time or a returning subscriber, thank you. Make sure that you have hit the notification bell. First, make sure that you have hit the subscribe button that's located in this video, below the video, so that way both of you guys can know that you have helped the channel grow. Every subscriber that I gain just means that YouTube will broaden my videos out into the world, so that way I can grow bigger and faster and do more grander things in the world of what I like to do on YouTube. So I appreciate you, and I thank you, and I hope that this reading deserves all of that. So I appreciate you. And at the end of every video, I'd like to say thank you to anyone. I want you to know that because I know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins, that is such a powerful love that that Jesus Christ gave. He gave himself up for my sins, so that way I can be sinless in God's eyes if I would just declare that I know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me. And because God gave me that kind of powerful love, I can't help but be abundantly joyful and know that God truly wants me to love each and every single one of you. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your belief system, doesn't matter if you're still sinning, doesn't matter if you don't realize you're sinning, doesn't matter if you're not sinning. All of that mess is God to deal with. I am only instructed to love each and every single one of you guys. Whether we're in a fight, whether we disagree with each other, ultimately, I still love you at the end of the day, and I pray for you at the end of every single day. And with that said, I want to let you guys know that I really do appreciate you, and I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful day.